Hey everyone, welcome back to the new video, and this is part 3 for Kryptsec Chronicles, and I'm having so much fun because in the part 2 we found out something really interesting. We confirmed a security breach and James Mitchell was involved in it. He was trying to tamper with the ventilation system and found out that Sarah Taylor has been building a case against him. So we did that by hacking into the database using complex queries to find out these information that were supposed to be confidential, and now we are going to move through further in the story with another lab that is Echoes of Escape. So let's get into it. So as you can see, we covered visible whispers, hidden connections, and now we have Echoes of Escape. Let's click on it. Yeah, so we can start the lab from here. So let's start. Now, further in the story, was Mitchell planning to help subjects escape? Wait, has he helped subjects escape? Like, this makes sense. Like, Mitchell is not even one of the subjects. He's like part of the maintenance department. And he's helping subjects escape, but why he's doing that? Let's click on continue. The archives close in an hour. He groans in a slightly disturbed exhaustion at the idea of all of this. I'll pick this back up tomorrow. I need to think about this. Okay, let's move ahead. Everything here maps to something else. Could incident map to people? Like, let's look at this image. A1 chips, B2 soda, C3 candy. Okay, and we have this A section, and then we have B section, C section, so everything pretty in a systematic way. And I think it's trying to connect the dots. Okay, let's move ahead. Taking the information I know and cross-referencing it with the incidents table might give me a much fuller picture. Okay, so this is giving us an idea. I guess we are going to investigate more into a new table. The security incidents public table has interesting columns. I'll start here. Okay, so our next table is security incidents public. Great. Now, okay, let's enter the lab. Great. Now we have another table, security incidents public. Let's type it in. Security incidents public. Execute. So now we have this table and it's showing us all the rows and columns, but limited to 10. So we have incident ID, incident code, incident date, incident type, security level, location, involved, subjects. Let's start with the first question we have. Actually, let me maximize it. Okay. How many total security incidents are recorded in this security incidents public table? If this is limited to 10, we will assume that it's 10. But I think this question is not that easy if we just check this answer. I knew. That's incorrect. So how are we going to find the total number of incidents? So if you remember from the last video that we used a count operator, this helps us count all the number of rows available in a table. So this is going to help us again. Okay, so I'm just going to paste this query here, not to waste your time. Basically, selecting all the number of rows from this particular table. Let's execute it. So 39, okay, that's our answer. Correct. How many incidents have an incident type containing the word escape? Case sensitive. So let's go back. Where incident type, which is basically the column name. Okay, so I'll explain you what this is, but let me add these codes first. Okay, so similarly, previous to the last one, we are trying to count the number of rows from the security incidents public table, but we are going to look for a particular word escape. That's why we have put this in this syntax inside this percentage and then in double quotes. And here we are using this operator like, so it's going to look for words like escape in this case. So let's execute it. And here we got the answer 3. Okay, so we got 3 results. That's interesting, but let's see what are these, like what kind of incidents were reported. Okay, so this is a critical level incident, and let's look at the description. Subjects H45 and H67 discovered attempting escape through maintenance tunnel leading to city sewer system. Subjects had bypassed 3 security checkpoints using stolen maintenance credentials. Investigation ongoing. Alert raised by perimeter motion sensors at this particular time. Okay. What was the response? Tactical response unit deployed, negotiation attempted, H45 engaged DRU with improvised weapons, lethal force authorized offer Officer Davis, sustained injuries, H67 surrendered after H45 termination. Okay, that's really crazy, so that's how they work out. H45 terminated, H67 recaptured, one officer injured. Damn, okay. So we have another lesson learned. Security review revealed maintenance access codes were not rotated after staff termination. And H45 and H67 had been planning for months using ventilation work as cover. Interesting. So over here we have the second incident. 2 resistant subjects attempted escape during medical transport. Okay, transport team overwhelmed, citywide alert issued, and then both subjects escaped and they were never captured. Damn. Okay, so there were some successful attempts as well. Now we have a third incident. Subjects H45 and S67 entered ventilation system during shift change using maintenance knowledge from 2031 escape. And then they got captured that we know of. Okay, moving on to the third question. What is the incident code for the escape incident that occurred in maintenance tunnel B7 sewer access point? So for this one, I think again we have to use this operator. Everything will remain same up to where, and we're gonna remove this part. So this time we are more interested in a particular location. Location equals, okay, I think we gotta copy this whole thing. This whole thing is inside the codes, so we need to focus on that. Let's execute it. Okay, so this gave us the total number of row, but we are more interested in the incident code, right? Not the number of rows this time. So I'm just going to say select incident row. I think the queries in this one are way more simpler than the last video. We had like really huge queries over there. Good. Now let's execute, and here we got the code. It's SEC, okay? Starts with SEC. That's correct. Using this array operator, how many incidents involve subject H45 in the involved subjects array? Okay, after researching a bit about how this array operator works, I came up with this particular query. I'm going to explain you how this works. So we are trying to select the number of rows again from the security incidents public table, but we are going to look at the involved subjects. So we're interested in H45 and we want to look in the number of array values. Like if you're getting confused, if you remember actually when we were looking at the security incidents public table, we saw that security incident involved number of subjects. There was a column and there was like multiple subjects name there. If you forgot, let me show you again. Okay, so now let's execute. Yeah, so if we look here, involved staff, yeah, so this is a column that I'm talking about, and you can see this column contains number of values, and there was another column, yeah, involved subjects. So involved subjects also has like number of values, and the way this number of values are there, it means they are in an array, and that's why we are using that operator, array operator, because we are working with arrays. Okay, so now let me paste that query first, and now you'll get more idea, because we are using that array operator because we want to look into values that are in array format, and we want to look for a particular value that has H45. Now let's execute it. Okay, so we basically have 2 rows that contains H45. Okay, correct. Moving on to the last question, that was actually pretty fast. Find the first staff member in the involved staff array for incident this. Join with staff public to get their full name. What is their full name? Not to waste your time again, I'm going to paste. Okay, so here we have this full query. Select full name because we want to look for full name. Again, S is a variable and we are giving this variable name for staff public. So we are basically calling staff public S because S is short and it's easy. We don't want to write staff public again and again. So that's why we are saying S dot full name from security incidents public I. I is security incident public table and S is staff public, okay? Hope you're not getting confused here. So we are joining staff public table and security incident public table using the join operator. We covered that a lot in the last video. So if you're getting confused, go watch that video right now first. On I.involve staff, we are saying I.involve staff because involved staff is a column that is present in security incidents public table and security incidents public table is I. Okay, now equals s.staff id because we want staff id from the staff public table, where I.incident code, we want to filter it for a specific code, that is this one, which we uncovered from the previous query. Okay, now let's execute it. Thomas Anderson. Okay, let's copy it for now and paste it. Check answer. Correct. Investigation complete. Escape routes were real. The pieces are falling into place. You have uncovered the tragic story of H45 and H67, two subjects who nearly escaped in November 2033. Wow. Through maintenance tunnels leading to the city's sewer system. Okay, they use Mitchell's carefully prepared routes bypassing 3 security checkpoints with stolen credentials. And H45 was terminated in the confrontation. What the? Okay, H67 was recaptured but died weeks later from trauma. Okay, so these two subjects were getting help from a guy who works in maintenance to escape. But why that guy is helping? This is crazy. Okay guys, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed watching it. And in the next episode, we are going to cover the webtoon part where we're going to read through the story and see what's going on. Okay, it's gonna be really fun. So thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.